And hello, my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Richie, and welcome back once again to Remembering Emily. Finally, here at Chapter 7 The Accident. Emily couldn't stop staring at Seth's corpse. I was still paralyzed because of the hit. But little by little, I was starting to recover. I got up and got close to Emily. Emily, are you okay? As if waking up from a dream, Emily blinked fast and looked at me. Yes. It's all over, Emily. So it seems. Would you like me to sit down? Would you like to sit down for a moment? Emily looked back at me, disorientated. While whispering, she could barely accept my suggestion. Yes. We moved to the couch and calmly began to talk. You want to talk? No. Don't worry, Thomas. The gun was still in her hands, clinging to it, as if she was fused with it the moment she had pulled the trigger. You want me to put the gun away? Yes, sorry. I don't remember I still had it. Emily left the gun on the table next to the couch. Without warning, got back to reality from the shock. Thomas, we have to think about what we're going to do. Neighbors must have heard the shot. It won't be long until the police arrives. I guess we should also tell the truth. Emily was blank, as if I had said something forbidden, as if I was condemning her. We're not going to do that, Thomas. We have to get rid of the body. I confess that even now, I find it very hard to believe what happened, as if it were a film instead of my own life. What are you talking about, Emily? What do you mean? Do you want us to hide everything and pretend nothing happened? Yes. Seth has already destroyed my life once. Emma's life. Why should I let him destroy Emily's life now? I have an honest job, an apartment, a life detached from a past I don't want to remember. I have you. I don't want my world turned upside down. But hadn't you talked to the police? They knew this could happen. Actually, Thomas, the person I was talking to was not really a police officer. I had to sit down at the time. You were already sitting down. Each passing moment of the day, it was a moment I wanted to forget forever. Have you been lying to me when you say you were talking to the police? Not exactly. Since Seth left, I had been talking to one of my contacts at police headquarters. Yeah, so you were talking to the police. Like, that's what that means. A contact from my old job. He is a policeman. I told him about. Yeah, so you were talking to the police. So what? So yeah, good to know that you can contradict yourself. That's very cool. I told him about my situation. He was the one who updated me on what was going on with Seth. Because of his relationship with my former bosses, he was the one who told me that if he knew anything, he would let me know. I can't imagine how you must have felt listening to Emily. Sorry. I guess time heals everything. And now that I'm living all of it again, I hope we get through it. So you helped her? I hesitated a lot. I didn't know what to do. Don't you remember well what happened? Everything's so confusing. But I think I do remember what happened. Helping Emily, I wanted her to talk to the police. I think that's probably the best option. Like you literally already said you were talking to a policeman. Your contact was a part of the police. You were talking to the police. Like just don't change your plan. Like come on, girl. But you trusted me. You've been living in my house. I have even put myself in danger because of you. And now you tell me all this? I don't know what to say. This will get even more complicated if you go on like this. Do you want to be a fugitive all your life? Will you drag me with you? Thomas, you don't know what I've been through. You have no right to lecture me on what is right and what is wrong. I kinda do have the right to lecture you. Don't intend to lecture you. You're asking me to help you. I can't even say it. We're both in this, Thomas. It's not just about me. It is to protect both of us. Are you listening to yourself? But what do you expect me to do? Have the police show up in a few moments and confess that I killed Seth? That he used to sell drugs? The alternative is just the alternative is to be on the run for your whole life, Emily. Thomas, I'm sorry. I know it's not fair to involve you in all this. What are you going to do? I can't let all this destroy me. I have to go, Thomas. When the police come, tell them what happened. The gun doesn't have your fingerprints on it, and you don't have any gunpowder residue. Tell them what you know. I'll be long gone. Are you sure this is what you want? I think so. Thank you for all your help, really. At the moment we looked at each other for a few seconds. I understood what Emily wanted to do, but I could not destroy my life. For all that. I wish you the very best, Emily. I'll call the police in 10 minutes. With a bit of luck, you'll have about 30 minutes until they get here. I will miss you. I went down to my apartment, waiting for those minutes to go by before leaving all that behind. Police, we need to talk to the police. I sat on the couch in my apartment. I searched in my pockets to find my cell phone. I connected to the charger and incredibly quickly a cell phone started ringing. It was Kate. Thomas, I'm calling you, but you didn't answer. Something happened? I wanted to know how it went with Emily. After everything that had happened, I completely forgotten that I'd seen Kate this morning. Telling her about a problem that now directly it stopped making sense. I'm fine, Kate. Just at that moment I realized something Kate reminded me of. Emily, the baby. Sorry, Kate, I have to hang up. Of course. I ran out of my apartment and up the stairs. I banged on Emily's door, desperate. Emily? It's me! Emily opened the door, with caution. She didn't want to open it completely. But my desperation made me rush to her apartment. What is it, Thomas? I don't have much time. As I looked at Emily, I was reminded of the hours that she had turned my life upside down. In any case, I couldn't leave the baby behind. Emily, what about the baby? I could barely speak. The adrenaline, the feeling of that at any moment everything would be over. But Emily knew exactly what I was talking about. I have no choice, Thomas. I'm going to have it. For a few seconds, we didn't know what to say. Before I could say anything, she took the lead. What do you want me to do? Have it in jail? Please, I don't have much time left. You could just hide. Tell me where you will be. To be able to meet him or her. Help in everything. Unless you gave up your life. You know it would be dangerous. You would become my accomplice. A fugitive. And we both know that. You don't want that. Let alone knowing how you feel about Kate. But I want to be part of the baby's life, Emily. So I have to give up mine? My freedom? And all because of him? Emily pointed at Seth's lifeless body. Our eyes met for a brief moment. And just like that, I knew there was nothing I could do. At that moment, I don't know what came over me. I started yelling at her. Emily, I will not allow you to drag my child into a life like yours. I don't care how much you have suffered. This goes beyond what's between you and Seth. This is about a new life, which does not deserve your past. Or your mistakes. Emily's gaze was changing at each moment I yelled at her. The attempt little by little turned to rage. Finally, impotence. I'm sorry, Thomas. The decision's been made. Emily grabbed her backpack, which she was packing, and ran up the stairs. I started running after her. Now I couldn't let her leave. She left the block. And she left the block of buildings, and she was crossing the road. Wait, don't you mean she ran down the stairs then? I grabbed her arm in the middle of the roadway. It was only in an instant, but in that instant, it was enough so that finally, she was hit by a car. Oh, you could have just started with that, you know. It was not my intention. But whether out of selfishness, whether it was for anything else, if I had simply let her go, now Emily and the baby could have survived. Finally, lifeless on the roadway, emotionless, knowing that everything she had suffered up to now, in the end, it had been in vain. Although, what is it, Thomas? I think, did something different happen? Noah, I think, are you alright, Thomas? Do you want to rest? I'm not okay, but I think I'm starting to remember everything now. It was not Emily who suffered the accident. The person who suffered the accident. It was me. What? Wait. Okay, wait. Hold up. Hold up. Hold on. Wait just a damn minute. Purgatory? Is my guy in purgatory? And that's why his story is all jumbled up. Like he literally cannot remember, and because he can't remember things, right? Because he literally cannot remember. You could have just explained that to me from the start. Is it true, Noah? Please. Am I going crazy? Who was run over, Noah? You're right, Thomas. You suffered in the accident. I remember. I have a headache. What were you doing to me, Noah? Why did I remember all of that? Why was I justifying everything Emily did to me? Thomas, you were the one who chose to forget everything. Little by little, I began to remember everything. Why I was there. And at that moment, I realized it had not gone as I had planned. It's true that I had met Emily, but it hadn't been the way I had been telling Noah. I met Emily at a coffee shop, although it wasn't as serendipitous as I first imagined. Although her absent-mindedness in showing me the gun she carried in her purse alarmed me, I did not ask to work remotely because of Emily. In those days, I was already looking for a way to move close to Kate. Something that in our very first conversation I had told her. Months later, I ran into her buying a Brad Sanders book. A new coincidence. Although one day I had met the real Emily, an Emily that tried to convince me that I wanted nothing to do with her. An Emily who ended up shooting me in a nearby alley in a fit of rage. So it was you! And that's how I met James, the police officer who was handling my case. Weeks earlier, a small-time dealer had been found in a nightclub riddled with bullets. Ballistics confirmed me both shots fired from the dealer and the one that I had received were shots from the same weapon. The dealer's name was Seth. I was told that they knew who was responsible, a certain Emma, but it but it would be a bit difficult to arrest her if I did not cooperate with them. Emma had become obsessed with me, just as the previously became just as she previously became obsessed with Seth. They discovered pictures of me over a place in her old apartment. Her computer had documents with all the places that I ate and places that I used to frequent. Emma, knew everything about me. She had become obsessed with me. The worst part is, I didn't know why. I finally refused the police officer's proposal. I wanted to forget the whole thing. Besides, I was about to move in with my girlfriend. With Kate! I knew he was misremembering that! But everything changed when I discovered Emily in the apartment above mine in the new city. As if I found out later, she had been boycotting the apartments Kate and William were going to see, forcing them to finally end up renting the one she had planned earlier. When I first saw her, I didn't know what to do. I went down to my apartment and told Kate and William and quickly called Officer James, the one who had handled the whole case. He convinced me that they could not arrest her yet, and they didn't have enough evidence to accuse her of everything she had done. I ended up collaborating and approached her. She was obsessed with me, and they just needed me to gain her trust. That way, I could get into her apartment and find the evidence I needed. But it all took a toll on us, me and Kate. The night of the move, following the police officer's advice, I invited Emily to dinner. What we didn't imagine was that she would slip sleeping pills into our drinks. That's what the little white dots are. And so finally, to make me believe that I had spent the night with her. Although thanks to the fact that I left my cell phone recorder all night in my room, we found out that was a lie. Even so, my relationship with Kate gradually worsened. And the day I told her that Emily had told me she was pregnant, it was not easy for Kate. The police had tapped all of Emily's communications. Before Emily had said anything to me, we already knew that she had bought a positive predictor on a shady internet forums. But even though it wasn't true, that ended up pushing Kate and me farther and farther apart. Finally, I had a chance to get into Emily's house, as I knew she kept a key in the hallway in case she lost hers. I went inside and found a box where she kept all the evidence. And most importantly, the gun that linked her to Seth's death and the gunshot I had received. I called James quickly. In less than half an hour, James arrived at Emily's apartment. He told me not to go out to Emily's apartment for any reason. If she had a gun and felt cornered, we knew she would not hesitate to use it. But when James arrived, everything went wrong. Emily killed him at point-blank range. When I heard the gunshot, I rushed up to the apartment, disobeying James's orders. I saw Emily with a gun in her hand and James's life's body on the ground. I tried to reason with Emily, but after a few seconds, Emily apologized to me and started to raise the gun to shoot me. I quickly ran down the hallway. Emily's bullets whistled around me. But fate is cruel, and while crossing the road, I saw Emily. I knew everything was lost. I begged her not to shoot. And finally, a car with a distracted driver ended up running me over. And that's when I had the accident that left me bedridden, with the only possibility of being able to move the eyes. Noah, as you may have already noticed, the treatment has not worked. Do you want to wake up? Yes, I need to rest for a while. My muscles gradually went numb. I could barely move my eyes. The only thing I could feel was Kate next to me. Thomas? Don't worry. Don't try to talk. Remember that you are not in the simulation with Noah now. I know it didn't go the way we thought it would, but don't worry. We'll try again tomorrow. I love you, Thomas. It all makes sense now. Wait, that's the end? Wait, that's it? That's how it ends? The truth, what really happened. Every single moment of life is important to us. An imprint whose memory leaves an incredible mark. And for those whom the past is everything, why let them suffer when where there is a solution? Remind is a technology company that proposes something very simple. Modify your memories as much as possible so that the patient can achieve the desired result. We offer terminally ill patients a solution so that they can live their last moments as they would have wanted. How does it work? It is not possible to modify the mind at will. Each patient must undergo a cognitive assimilation process. We will start from the original memory that caused the treatment, and we will work from that point. Thanks to Remind's cognitive recognition AI, Noah will be guided by the patient's memories. The selected memories will be modified enough so that the desired end can be reached. We want to emphasize the following concept. We cannot erase or modify memories at will. And the mind quickly detects when such radical actions are taken and the system are destabilized. Through Remind treatment, we will let the patient, together with our guide Noah, choose the substitute memories. Memories that, although different from the original ones, are sufficiently truthful and believable for the patient's subconscious, being able to assimilate all the induced memories and assume them as true. Once the first phase, cognitive assimilation of the substitute memories is over, we move on to the second phase. The patient will be plunged into an induced coma, and his mind will be linked to the Remind servers. What is this? Freaking Kingdom Hearts? They would continue to live out their last days as they had chosen before treatment. Remind a life with you. Do you want to start treatment? And that's it. That's it. That's the end. A game developed. Okay, so I did honestly, the game was pretty good, but chapter 7 coming on, the English post editing by Mama Duck. You might want to fix a couple of your spelling mistakes, but aside from that, I guess it was an okay game to say the least. Chapter 7 actually Chapter 7 coming around and just fixing everything that was supposed to happen, everything that actually happened. So like explain what really happened is it's honestly kind of the best way you could have ended it, because like the story was getting more and more confusing by the day. But now that we've actually reached a conservative end, it actually makes sense now. It actually makes sense now because he was the one who, because he was in a coma. He was in a cognitive state where he couldn't really do much. So I guess it's like some sort of like new technology they're trying. But anyways, that's gonna do it for Remembering Emily. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye. With